Today on GreatPlacesSeen, I continue my stay in Quartzsite, Arizona, exploring a long, dusty road and enjoying the desert scenery along the way. Then making my way back into a spectacular canyon with soaring cliffs and ever-changing light in search of a hidden treasure. Ride along on the journey as the adventure swirls and we take in the amazing Sonoran Desert. Good morning. It was a fairly warm night last night. I think the warmest so far here in Quartzsite. Upper 50s, 60 degrees, so didn't have to run much heat. Day 3 here in the desert, and I have to say the trailer is really performing well. I have plenty of power, plenty of water, plenty of food. I'm running a little low on propane. I'm going to go hunt some out in town today, but that's easy. So for boondocking out here in the desert, the first real long boondocking trip that I've made, I'd say it's gone very well. Hey, they put it on the side of the trailer. Yeah, it works. Gives you the feel of a winter sky today. It has been so clear and blue to this point. Now we've got some cloud cover and a breeze, which makes it feel cooler than it is. I mean, it's mid-60s. I'm still keeping my schedule on East Coast time, so I was awake while it was dark here. And because it was so warm, I turned off the heat, and it is still quite comfortable inside. Now, time to get some breakfast together, and let's see what today brings. I have no schedule. Nothing from this point forward. So I'm just making it up. Part of the fun of traveling. Time for a little coffee before I do a little work. This is how I make it when I have no electricity. Boil some water, put it in, press it through the K-cup. I finished the few chores that I needed to do, at least for today. My tank is empty, my propane tank, so let's go grab it, go to town, and refill it. There's some sunshine on the hills over there. This is going to be a nice afternoon to get out. Check out the dump station line as well, and the water line. Oh, it's very short. So this is good. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is hitch up in the afternoon, go ahead and dump the tanks, and then I'll be ready to go by the time it's Monday morning. I won't need to fill up with water because there's water at the next destination. I'll still be dry camping though, but it's going to be a really great spot. Very easy fill up over here at the pit stop. And in the category of you never know, the gentleman who was filling up my tank was born in Washington, D.C. Hey, the few, the proud. I think the other off-hour chore that I'm going to take care of is laundry. For a month out on the road, I packed 2 weeks of clothes, and it's now been 2 weeks. So, being at the halfway point, I'll get everything washed up tonight. There's a 24-hour laundromat, and that's probably a great time to go, judging by how the dump station line is going. Late in the afternoon, there's nobody there. Well, I'm sure probably overnight there's nobody at the laundromat either. I'm not going overnight, but I'll go after dark at a reasonable hour. We're going to have plenty of blue sky for the remainder of the afternoon. 3:30 in the afternoon local time. So that means roughly another 2.5 hours of daylight. Well, 4 in the afternoon, and there's no one dumping. This is the time to come. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Look what I found behind that bush. This may be the wide open desert, but there certainly is a rhythm to this place and a organization to this place. Once you're here for a day or so, you pick it up. Even these little roads out in the middle, you know, these little dirt tracks are on the map. I've done pretty well with the trailer. I've kept it closed. I've kept the dirt out of it. The car, however, is not so fortunate. I have a light layer of film in here. People like to come up on my bumper when I turn out. You know what? Just give them a bunch of dust like that. Yeah, this guy behind me has decided to keep his distance a little bit. Good move. I don't think most people understand what I'm driving when they come up on me that fast. Because when I punch it, I'm gone. I'm just following 95 south till I find the road that I'm looking for. Yeah, not the dreaded I-95 south. This is Arizona 95. Although at times it can be as gnarly and wild as the I-95 I'm used to. I was tipped off to this location south of where I'm staying, and it sounds pretty interesting, so I'm going to check it out. Although I don't know why I was thinking I could go so late in the afternoon. Winter sunsets come early. I'm going to start losing light before I know it, and I may not have enough time to find what I'm looking for. I'm in the Kofa National Wildlife Refuge, located in southwestern Arizona between Quartzsite and Yuma. Kofa is large, more than 668,000 acres of land. The tallest peak within it is Signal Mountain at 4,877 feet. That's where I'm headed, not to climb the mountain, but to find something deep within the folds of its base. People out along these roads are truly boondocking. Just out in the middle of nowhere, but what incredible scenery to do it in. It's a long, dusty, bumpy road, but you can see a lot of smaller cars are out here and can make it. The road is much better here as you get closer to the trailhead. This is spectacular. These are the huge peaks that you can see way off in the distance from the long-term visitors area where I'm camped. Now I'm right up next to them. That's some impressive rock. That's where we're going. The canyon trail is not too long. I'm going to lose some daylight here, so I won't go all the way in probably. But what a time to be here. Look at that. I'm going to continue up the trail a little way here. More into the canyon. Right over my head. It's probably 1,000 feet up. Video diminishes the scale of this place. These jagged peaks thrust straight up like large buildings in the middle of a major city. Of course, these rocks have been here way longer than any city ever built. The trail twists and turns until it follows the spine of a small ridge on the way into a narrower split between the soaring formations. No shortage of photo ops. Wow. Even with the sunlight fading, that's quite a view. Such a majestic place. I'm probably going to go as far as that cliff wall over there and start to head back before the light goes. But I've gone at least a little bit into the canyon. And of course I have it all to myself, which is even more amazing. Well, I could throw 100 adjectives out there as to how wonderful this place is, but I'll let you decide how to describe it. Because sometimes views like this are best just seen. Be sure to check out GPS 2 for the unedited video of this walk into Palm Canyon. This could be the real Bat Cave. The walls are filled with pits and small caves. Who knows, perhaps really not so small inside. Although I'm walking into the canyon, there are some great views of the sweeping Sonoran Desert behind me. Billions of years ago, the southwestern United States resembled a broad plain. This region had scattered marshes and streams, studded with mountain ranges and erupting volcanoes. Some violent eruptions left huge collapsed pits where mountains once stood. Scientists think 2 immense calderas formed in this area, covering the surrounding marshes with hundreds of feet of ash, rocks, cinders, and lava. Things settled down for a long time until about 25 million years ago. More earthquakes and eruptions cracked the previously formed rock layers. They split, tilted, and lifted. The Kofa Mountains probably formed during this period of violent change. This deep gash we call Palm Canyon was created from thousands of years of erosion. Erosion is still deepening and widening the canyon. Even if I don't have time to go way back into the canyon because of daylight, wow, what a spectacular time to be here. Look at these rocks. What a cool place. These just tower overhead. Look at the cactus growing way up in there. This lone cactus on a little perch. A cliff view to the desert below. Almost like the Great Pyramids in Egypt. These are natural. It's amazing how plants can find little cracks to cling to and thrive. Even large cactus on the sides of these massive stone walls. I believe Palm Canyon falls into the epic category. Such deep red color as the sun goes down. This golden brown and golden hour. Even way above where the trail doesn't go. Vegetation all around. It's amazing. These saguaro cactus are treated to these sunsets every day. Although the trail continues, I'm going to turn around at this point and head back. But if I'm in the area again, and more in the middle of the day, I will definitely take this trail farther up. But you can really get a sense of what it's like in here. What a special place. I have a feeling we're in for a incredible Arizona sunset. What do you think? Let's see. You take the high road, I'll take the low road. And I'll meet you at the trailhead. It was just by chance that I was here at this time. I had planned to come here earlier, but sometimes chance puts you in a place when you're supposed to be there. These are already growing visibly darker. A lot less glow than just 30 seconds ago. A Sonoran Desert sunset. My different cameras view this in different ways, and if you put them all together, you kind of get a sense of the true color here. Another reason to be someplace in person. Your camera is deciding what to see, as opposed to what you actually see. Ladies and gentlemen, watch your step as you exit the venue. Thank you for coming, and we hope to see you again someday. Someday will come very soon. So much to see. It's a tough decision where to look. I mean, everywhere. Beautiful. One final view behind before everything drifts into the blackness under an incredible dark sky. It's as if the saguaro is waving goodbye to the sun. perhaps the best seat in the house. It's several miles driving out of here at a slow pace as it gets dark, but it doesn't matter. Got beautiful views. What a magical place. It's after dark when the desert comes alive as the majority of wildlife moves about in cooler temperatures. I didn't see any, but desert bighorn sheep are here. They once inhabited much of the Sonoran Desert in the United States and Mexico. By the late 1930s, excessive hunting along with grazing competition from cattle eliminated the sheep from much of their historic range. Conservation of desert bighorn sheep was the driving factor in the creation of Kofa National Wildlife Refuge in 1939. Details darken and fade to silhouettes. The same vistas change once again into a completely different appearance. Day 4 at camp here in Quartzsite. Probably the warmest day so far since I've been here. A lot of people have already left the building. There's still a few in this particular area that I'm at, but the folks next to me are gone. Cross over this way, there were 3 or 4 RVs, they're all gone. So I will be pulling out in the morning, but so far I have to say things are going really well here. My batteries are getting plenty of charge. I am pointed in the absolute right direction so that as the sun crosses the sky, my solar panel is catching it all. Plus I have this little panel on the inside that is charging up my portable battery. So everything is fully charged and working well. I've had no power issues since I've been here. Also water. I've gone through the bulk of water that I brought with me. I also had 5 extra gallons in the car. I just put that in the tank. That'll hold me over easily for tonight. And then it's off in the morning anyway to another destination where I can get more. My BLM visitor's permit, it's good till February 5th. So you never know. I may end up in another area of BLM land on the way back, and I can still camp. That's cool. One on the car as well. It's good for 14 consecutive days. Cell service, by the way, has been phenomenal here. I have had absolutely no issues with connectivity, getting online. So that has been a real plus. I was not sure, being out here in the desert, how that was going to work. But so far, I've had absolutely no issues at all, and so I couldn't be happier. The trailer is a little bit warm, but that's okay. I've opened both the door and the fantastic fan vent on the roof. Very pleasant outside. This is one of the markers, if you will, for my site area. Interestingly enough, I saw it on the satellite image. Also, right on plan, I had 2 weeks worth of clothes. I hit my 2-week mark yesterday, and so last night I did laundry at a 24-hour laundromat. No one was there. Perfect. Got that done. Got fresh sheets, fresh towel. Everything is right on schedule. This is my first really big boondocking test with its trailer, and I'm really enjoying how it's working. I've been using the power inverter sparingly to charge batteries in my phone and that sort of thing, and just see what kind of a draw it has on these AGM batteries that I have. I don't have lithium, I have AGMs. And being full sun here, I'm getting plenty charge, really no serious drain on it. In fact, I just used the toaster and that worked okay. So, so far, I'm pleased with how I'm able to do most normal things completely off the grid, which is good because some of the future adventures are going to call for some serious boondocking. I'm back on the road and on the way to a newly familiar place, much earlier this time. GPS 2 has unedited drives, hikes, cycling rides, and more from this and other locations. Check out the extra videos arranged in playlists. Links are in the description. You know where I am, and yet morning light shines another completely different appearance to the desert, Signal Mountain, and Palm Canyon. It almost makes me wonder if I'm in the same place. How did that saguaro get up there? All by itself. Speaking of plants in odd locations, that's why I've returned. I want to see what this canyon is named for. And here, as you get further back, you begin to see something very unusual. That's a palm tree way up there. No one knows how palm trees sprouted here. Of course, there are theories and legends. The trees are California fan palms. They're not date-bearing palms. These unique plants are probably the descendants of palms growing in this region during the last North American glacial periods. So you don't miss them. There's actually a sign. Some botanists theorize the trees gradually spread into these canyons and other protected niches as the climate warmed to desert conditions. Other researchers suggest the trees may have been spread from other palm groves by birds or coyotes carrying seeds in their digestive tracts. I realize I've come a little early. The sun isn't quite high enough to illuminate the trees. Well, I have no other plans, so I'm going to sit for a while, enjoy the canyon, and wait for the shadows to fall. There are, of course, some places where the sun never shines. The colors are all different. Here's last night. And today. There's my rock sundial. Palm trees do not produce annual rings like other trees, so it's very difficult to say how old these trees might be. These palm trees are able to survive in the narrow side canyons where direct sunshine is limited, but some moisture is available. Their survival is directly dependent on the microclimate of this protected canyon. I'm sitting on a rock. It has a petroglyph. Location? A little suspect. What do you think? Ancient or modern carving? The light is just starting to come around. Finally, the highest palm leads the way. I could find hundreds of palm trees in full sun in Quartzsite, but there's something special about seeing this remote and isolated cluster in daylight, thriving in such a foreboding and harsh place. A fire roared through the grove in 1953, seriously damaging the trees. Most palms survived, and the grove has a good chance of maintaining itself as young trees have become established. You can see some of the tree trunks still appear black. In 2001, 41 trees were counted in the main grove. About half of those were adult size, that is, a trunk of 20 feet or more. Some smaller trees are becoming established at the base of the larger trees. As the large leaves on the California fan palm die, they fold downward around the trunk. Botanists call it a petticoat. For the season, that's about as good as the light is going to get without spending hours more here. I'll slowly make my way out and take in the sights, shall we say, in a different light. There's even Hoya cactus high on the cliffs. It's a treat to comfortably spend this much time here. It won't be that long before the desert oven fires up and temperatures become much harder to endure. Rainfall rarely exceeds 6 inches annually, and the intense sun often sends temperatures spiraling to 120 degrees or more. Despite heat and little water, the Sonoran Desert teems with plants and wildlife. Varieties of small trees, brush, grasses, and annual plants grow in scattered clumps. Brush-lined washes stretch across the plain. Desert wildlife includes an occasional ground squirrel, a few lizards, and several kinds of birds. Well, look, suddenly this flock has appeared among the upper reaches of rock. Perhaps white-throated swifts, according to the trail brochure? Maybe something a little larger. Shortly after the United States entered World War II, 4 million acres of Arizona public land was acquired by the Department of the Army. From 1942 to 1944, the California-Arizona Maneuver Area was used for training infantry and mechanized units to live and fight in the desert, test and develop suitable equipment, and develop tactical doctrine, techniques, and training methods for desert warfare. The 13-week training program at the California-Arizona Maneuver Area familiarized soldiers with weapons such as small arms, mortars, grenades, artillery, rockets, booby traps, and landmines. When the California-Arizona Maneuver Area was declared surplus in 1944, most of the land was returned to the Department of the Interior, including Kofa National Wildlife Refuge. Since 1993, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has been investigating Kofa for munitions that may still remain from previous military training. Today, the property is managed by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service as the Kofa National Wildlife Refuge. According to its website, more than 80% of the refuge is designated as wilderness. It offers visitors the opportunity to enjoy watching wildlife, photography, hiking, camping, and limited hunting. Back on Highway 95. It's paved along the contours of the desert. The many wash crossings create dips, which can be fun traveling at highway speed. From camp, you can see Signal Mountain 25 miles away. It's huge! The La Posa South Long-Term Visitors Area is part of the vast La Paz Valley. I've said a lot about this being a very dusty place, but there are many days like this that are calm and very pleasant. It's just chance what you'll see in the winter desert. Today is warm and perfect. Even with thousands of big rigs, there's so much room to spread out and have as much or as little contact with others as you like. And in this BLM land, you have access to trash disposal, a dump station, and water. A little dust devil. Or not so little dust devil. Yeah, it's like a mini tornado. And there's another one over there. You know, interestingly, dust devils are not only of our planet, they're on Mars. It was interesting that I heard scientists at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory were wondering why their solar panels were getting so dirty and then suddenly performing well. Well, it's because the Martian dust devils would go over the lunar rovers, or the Martian rovers, and clean off the panels. I don't know that these are cleaning anything. It looks like they're just spreading a lot of dust. Well, look at that thing go. One came over my trailer a little while ago. Yeah, it's widened out a bit. Why pedal when you can fly? Just kind of dangling up there. I wonder if that helmet would really help. You see everything here. My tire has gone flat. I pumped some air into it the other day. It was holding for a while, but it's a bad valve. So I'm going to have to replace the tube. That's not a big deal. The inner tube seems to be okay, but when I put it back in and fill it with air, it slowly leaks, and then by morning it's flat again. So until I can get a new tube, which I don't have one with me, I didn't realize I had the wrong size with me. I'll just keep filling it up with air, and I can ride around for a while, and that's all I need. So while I have air in the tire, let's ride around Quartzsite a little bit, around the long-term visitors area. A lot of people riding bikes out here. I'm also checking out the dump station line, because since I'm leaving in the morning, at some point I'm gonna dump today. I think I'll defer to the big truck. Oh, this one's gonna let me go. Cool. One, two, three, four, five. Not bad. I always like when you have signs to state the obvious. So do you really need the sign? It's kind of fun. Here we go again. A quarter of a mile down the road. Dusty. Here's one of the amenities you get with your stay. Pit and vault toilets. Well, I can feel it. I'm running flat already, so just gonna take it easy and rim it back to the campsite. That wasn't pretty. The unapproved method of using fix-a-flat on your bicycle tire. Well, I appear to be back in business here. We'll see how long it lasts. All right. Bicycle 2, trucks 1 at the wash. There we go. I think that's my ride for Quartzsite. Tire held up? Yeah, we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Time to put the bike away and do one more major chore before heading out tomorrow. Yep, let's dump some tanks. Essentially, I have to hitch up and pack up everything just to dump tanks. But that's kind of paying it forward, because then it's work I don't have to do in the morning. So, with that, let's continue. I'll be back for the evening after I dump the tanks, but I'll remain hitched. So with everything dumped, sunset over the mountains, that's it for Quartzsite. Thanks for coming along on the adventure, and be sure to follow GPS to the next destination.